Schrödinger's cat. Paradox. Have you ever had a dream so vivid, so real, that when you woke up, for just a split second, you weren't sure which world was the true one? The solid, predictable one with your alarm clock buzzing? Or the one where you could fly? We all have this deep, almost unspoken sense that reality is solid. That this table is here, whether I'm looking at it or not. That the moon is in the sky, even when no one is gazing up at it. It's the bedrock of our existence. But what if I told you that the most brilliant minds of the last century stumbled upon a secret, a crack in that bedrock, and the most famous, most misunderstood symbol of that crack is a thought experiment involving a very unfortunate cat. Today, we're not just going to talk about Schrödinger's cat. We're going to step through the looking glass. We're going to explore why this isn't just a puzzle for physicists in lab coats, but a mystical key that might unlock the very nature of consciousness, reality, and our place in this vast, holographic cosmos. So, get comfortable. What you're about to hear will challenge everything you think you know about what is real. To understand the cat, we have to go back. For centuries, we saw the universe as a magnificent, predictable clockwork. Isaac Newton gave us laws, beautiful, precise laws, that could predict the path of a planet or the arc of a cannonball. It was a universe of cause and effect. If you knew the starting position of everything, you could, in theory, calculate everything that would ever happen. It was a universe of certainty. But then, in the early 1900s, physicists started peering into the heart of the atom. And what they found there shattered the clockwork forever. They found a realm that operated not on certainty, but on probability. A realm of ghosts and potential. This is the quantum world. And in this world, things don't have to be in one place. A tiny particle, like an electron, can exist in a blur of all possible positions at once. It's only when we shine a light on it, when we observe it, that this blur of possibilities collapses into a single, definite location. Think of it like this. Before you open your fridge, is there a single, definite jar of pickles? In our everyday world, of course, but in the quantum world, the jar is in a state of superposition. It's both there and not there. It's a shimmering cloud of pickleness and no pickleness simultaneously. The act of you opening the door, looking inside, forces the universe to make a decision. Click. There are the pickles. Or not. This drove the physicists mad, especially a man named Erwin Schrödinger. Erwin Schrödinger was a genius, but he was also deeply troubled by what his colleagues were suggesting. This idea that reality wasn't real until we looked at it seemed unscientific. It seemed mystical. So he decided to take this bizarre quantum rule and blow it up, to scale it up to a size we could all understand. He created a thought experiment designed to show just how ridiculous this all was. And so he imagined a box, a perfectly sealed, impenetrable box. Inside this box, he places three things. First, a tiny, tiny piece of radioactive material, so small that in the course of 1 hour, there is exactly a 50% chance that one of its atoms will decay, and a 50% chance that it won't. This is our quantum event. According to the rules, until we look, that atom is both decayed and not decayed, a ghost of two futures. Second, he places a Geiger counter, a device that can detect this decay. And third, he places a vial of a deadly poison gas hooked up to the Geiger counter. And finally, he places a living, breathing cat into the box. He closes the lid. He sets the timer for 1 hour. Now, the logic is brutal, but simple. If the radioactive atom decays, then the Geiger counter detects it. Then it triggers a hammer. Then the hammer smashes the vial of poison. Then the cat dies. But if the atom does not decay, none of this happens. The cat lives. It purrs. It wonders why its human put it in this weird, boring box. So, the question is, after 1 hour, but before we open the box, what is the state of the cat? Schrödinger, using the official rules of quantum mechanics as they were understood, was forced to a terrifying conclusion. Since the atom is in a superposition, both decayed and not decayed, then the entire system linked to it must also be in a superposition. The Geiger counter is both triggered and not triggered. The poison vial is both shattered and intact. And the cat is both alive and dead. Not alive or dead, not unknown, but fundamentally, simultaneously, alive and dead. This was Schrödinger's point. He was saying, look, you fools, your theory is nonsense. Clearly the cat is either alive or dead. It can't be both. This proves that your quantum weirdness doesn't apply to the big, everyday world. It's a paradox. He created this nightmare scenario to show that the quantum rules must be incomplete, that there must be a line where the fuzzy quantum world becomes the solid, classical world. But what he accidentally did was hand humanity a mystical riddle wrapped in a scientific enigma. He gave us a box that doesn't just contain a cat. It contains the secret of reality itself. So, what is the answer? What happens to the cat? The truth is, nobody knows for sure. And the different ways people have tried to answer this question take us from the lab straight into the realm of magic and science fiction. Let's explore the most popular interpretations. Think of them as different magical traditions, each with its own view of the box. The first tradition, the Copenhagen interpretation, the power of the observer. This was the original, mainstream view. Championed by Niels Bohr, it says this: the act of measurement, of observation, is what collapses the wave of possibility into a single reality. So, for the cat in the box, there is no paradox because there is no cat in a definite state until you look. But think about what this really means. It means that your consciousness, your awareness, is not a passive passenger in the universe. It is an active creator. The universe is a vast, unrendered video game. Nothing is truly solid until a player looks at it. The tree falling in the forest with no one around doesn't make a sound because the sound asset hasn't even been loaded. This is a deeply mystical idea. It places human consciousness at the very center of creation. It's a philosophy that echoes ancient esoteric teachings. The world is Maya, illusion, and it is the act of perception that solidifies the dream. But then who is the observer? Is it a human, a cat, a bacterium? Where do we draw the line? The Copenhagen interpretation is powerful, but it feels incomplete. It's a magic without a defined magician. The second tradition, the many worlds interpretation, the infinite tapestry. This is the one you've probably heard in sci-fi. It was proposed by Hugh Everett, and it's both the most elegant and the most terrifying solution. It says, the wave function never collapses. There is no collapse. So what happens to the cat? Simple. At the moment of the quantum event, the universe splits. In one universe, the atom decays, the poison is released, and the cat dies. In another, perfectly real, parallel universe, the atom does not decay, and the cat lives. Both outcomes are real. They just happen in different, non-communicating branches of reality. There is no both in a single box. There are two boxes, two cats, two versions of you. One of you opens the box and weeps. The other opens the box and smiles with relief. And both of you are equally real. Think of your life as a story. Every single time you make a choice, what to eat for breakfast, which turn to take, the book doesn't just follow one path. The library of reality creates a new volume for every single possibility. This isn't a thought experiment anymore. It's a prophecy of a multiverse of literally infinite possibilities. There is a universe where you are a famous rock star, a universe where you never existed, a universe where cats rule the world. The magic here is one of infinite potential. You are not a single self. You are a shimmering, multi-dimensional being, experiencing one thread of your infinite existence. It's the ultimate what-if machine, and it's built into the fabric of everything. The third tradition, Quantum Mysticism, the conscious universe. This is where physics and spirituality merge completely. This view takes the Copenhagen idea and runs with it. It says, consciousness isn't just a side effect of the brain, it's a fundamental property of the universe, like space and time. Reality is a cosmic mind, and our individual consciousnesses are droplets of that ocean. In this view, Schrödinger's box is a temple. The cat state is undetermined because the universe hasn't thought about it yet. The moment a conscious being, you, interacts with the system, you are focusing the universal mind, and a reality is chosen. This is why the experiment is so powerful. It's not about physics, it's about perception. It suggests that our expectations, our beliefs, our very state of mind might influence the outcome of reality. This is the realm of manifestation, of synchronicity, of the idea that we are, in a very literal sense, dreaming our world into being. The masses have latched onto this interpretation for a reason. It gives us agency. It gives the universe a soul. It turns a cold, random, quantum event into a conversation with God. So, where are we today? Has science solved the paradox? Not quite. But the mystery has only deepened and become more wonderful. Modern experiments consistently show that superposition is real, not just for atoms, but for large molecules, and even tiny but visible objects. We can put a small drum, visible under a microscope, into a state where it's vibrating and not vibrating at the same time. The line between the quantum and classical worlds is getting blurrier. The cat is getting bigger. Some physicists now speculate that the collapse isn't caused by consciousness, but by a phenomenon called decoherence. The idea that the quantum system simply can't stay isolated. It's constantly measured by the environment, by stray photons, by the air itself. The world is constantly looking at itself, and in doing so, making itself real. But even this is magical. It means reality is a constant, dynamic process of creation, a cosmic dance where possibility becomes actuality through a trillion tiny interactions every moment. The box is no longer a sealed container. The box is everywhere. You are in the box. I am in the box. We are all both the cat and the observer, simultaneously defining and experiencing a reality that is fluid, participatory, and alive. So, what is the truth? Is the cat alive or dead? The real answer is that the question itself is the key. Schrödinger's cat is not a puzzle to be solved. It is a mirror. The answer you are most drawn to, the conscious observer, the infinite multiverse, the participating mind, tells you something profound about what you believe reality to be. It reveals your own personal cosmology. It shows us that the solid, predictable world is a magnificent illusion, a user-friendly interface overlaying a reality of unimaginable fluidity and potential. This isn't just physics. This is the frontier of the human spirit. This is the moment science meets the soul. And if this idea, this vision of a fluid, conscious, holographic reality captivates you as much as it does me, I have to tell you, we've only scratched the surface here. If this journey into the nature of reality fascinated you, if it made you question the world around you, then do me a huge favor. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It truly helps us out and allows me to go deeper into these mysteries. And I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me, what do you think happens to the cat? Are you a many worlds believer? A consciousness collapse theorist? I read every single comment. And for those of you who are ready to dive down the rabbit hole, to explore how this quantum strangeness connects to black holes, consciousness, and the very source code of the cosmos, I've written a book that expands on all of this. It's called Holographic Multiverse. In it, we explore how reality might not be three-dimensional at all, but a two-dimensional holographic projection, and what that means for our understanding of time, space, and self. It's a wild ride. If you're interested, the link is in the description below. Thank you for watching. Remember, the universe is far stranger, far more magical, and far more interconnected than we are ever taught. Never stop questioning. Never stop looking inside the box. Because one day, you might just find the box is looking back at you.